We're going to make a dice using SketchUp so we can print it on the 3D printer. We'll open SketchUp, click Start using SketchUp, and then pops up your drawing board. On the drawing board is going to be your X and Y axis, your 0, 0, plus your Z, 0, 0, 0. We want to delete this and come up here, and the first thing we're going to do is grab the shapes and grab a rectangle and just draw something random out. Now the measurements are listed right down here, but while it's still live, I want to change the 3 foot 2 inches and by 3 foot 7 inches to 1, 1 or 1 inch by 1 inch. Hit enter and it becomes very small. Come up here and use some of these. I'm going to use this zoom to make it larger. It's still 1 inch by 1 inch, just easier to see. The hand, I can move it up or down with the hand. The orbit, I can take and flip it around, look at the front of it, look at the side of it, look at the top, look at the bottom. Don't lose perspective with it. I'm going to take I can also take and make it smaller or larger using the wheel on the mouse. I'm going to grab the hand, bring it down a little bit here, make it a little bit bigger, and now I'm going to go to the extrude button or the push pull. Click this. The texture changes. It has some dots pop on it when I'm over it. It's live. I'm going to bring it up right here. I just brought it up a 1/16 of an inch. Now I brought it up an 1/8 of an inch. While it's live, I want to bring it up 1 inch. So I'm just going to hit 1. It pops in the box. Hit enter. And now I've got a 1 by 1 by 1 dice. Once again, the orbit button, I can look right directly at it. You see the shape, the bottom, the sides. I'm looking straight at this. What I want to do first is take a pencil, draw a line corner to corner. We'll erase this in a moment to find the exact center of this side of the dice. And then come back and grab, instead of a square or a rectangle, I'm going to grab a circle. Come in here, hit the dot, and now that happens to be a 1/16 of an inch. I want it to be an 1/8 of an inch, right at an 1/8 of an inch, right there is an 1/8 of an inch. Now we'll make all the dots an 1/8 of an inch. I want to come up and get an eraser and do this. It doesn't erase until you hold it over it and click it. Like this, the line turns blue and disappears, or you can hold it down and just sweep through them and they're all gone. I'm going to orbit this again, grab the push-pull or the extrude button, and take this in a mere 1/16 of an inch. I could bring it out or I could take it way back in, but I want it just a 1/16 of an inch, otherwise the holes will start hitting each other. I'm going to take the orbit, this is the front or the one side, I'm going to roll it around to the back side or the opposite side, and roll it down, make it a little bit smaller. The opposite sides of a dice always equal 7, so the opposite of 1 would have to be the 6. I'll use a tape measure this time. Come over here and snap it into right here at 3/16 of an inch. Bring this one into 3/16 of an inch. Then I'm going to come down here to 1/8. Let's go down to right there, 3/16 of an inch. Come up 3/16 of an inch. Right there, and then we'll come down exactly 1/2 an inch right there. Now from this spot right here, I'm going to take and draw our dots. I think this is going to be too close, so I'm going to take this in from 3/16. I'm going to take this into a 1/4 of an inch here to get that sign. I'll use those lines. A circle. Click right here and draw it out. Always the same, an 1/8 of an inch. Right here, an 1/8 of an inch. And here, find the center or the marking point, 1/8 of an inch. Make sure I use the right line here. And there is my 6. And I want to take and orbit this slightly. Take the push-pull or the extrude button, take it back an 1/8, take it back an 1/8. And there I've set my 6s. And now I'm going to move on to the next side very quickly. Taking the orbit button, and now from here I can put in here a 5. I can put over here on the opposite side the 2, then the 3 and the 4, and that would be my dice. So you can continue to use the line or the tape measure to draw your marks on there. Now, two things that are very important here. One, you want to save it. Save as, we'll just call this dice. You want to put your name on it. I would like to have it saved on the desktop, and we're going to save it as a SketchUp, an SKP, so you come back at a later time and work on it. Now it's saved as a SketchUp file. We can work on it, but we cannot print an SKP. You need to come back to File and go to Export STL, not just export, not save, but Export STL. You click Export STL, click Export, and now it's going to save the dice as a .stl on the desktop. And now we can go ahead and print that STL. To get it to the online, or so we can download it on another computer that actually prints, we've got the computers, other computers hooked up to the 3D printer. We would do this. We would go online. We would go to Thingiverse, which is right here, thingiverse.com. We're logged in, so we've got our account. We're going to hit Browse. We're going to go to our desktop and find the dice. There's the dice SketchUp. I don't want to upload the SketchUp file. I want to upload the dice STL file. Click Open. It's going to come in here. It's uploading right now. There's the dice STL. That's what I just created. I'm going to title it simply Demo Dice. That's what I'm going to call it. Select a category, 3D printing, put a tag on it. We'll tag it as a dice. And there it is. And then I'm going to publish this on Thingiverse. What I can do is roll across the room, open up another computer that's hooked up to the 3D printer, go to the same Thingiverse, to our account, which is DCG Student, go to My Things, and right here is going to be, there's the demo dice. Now notice right here, the demo dice doesn't show up here. It's still processing, but we can go back and we can find someone else's dice right here that did the same exact thing, and there it is. There's their dice right there. And we can take this, you can enlarge it if you want to, take a look at it. That's what we created, except this is someone else that used the same idea. Download it, and then over there on the 3D printer, we'd open this up right here, open up the files, and drag the STL file to the desktop.